Out the director first, Darren Aronofsky. He's, if you'll come on out, we'll put you on the end. And the cast, we have Natalie Portman, Mila Kunis, Vincent Cassel, Barbara Hershey, and Winona Ryder with us tonight. Why this film? Why ballet?
I started with ballet because my sister was a dancer when I was a kid. And so I grew up with it, but not knowing anything about it. It was in the room next door. And so I was always curious about it. Was just very interesting. And so we got excited by it.
Well, Darren and I actually met about the film almost 10 years ago when I was in college still. And I think, had you just made Pie, or had you made Requiem also?
I think it was Requiem, yeah.
I think you had just finished Requiem. Okay, and
She wouldn't meet me after Pie.
I don't know about that. It's a lot of grueling work, but when you look back on it and know that you're able to have that kind of focus and work in that kind of team and have that kind of guidance too, it was just an amazing opportunity.
You know, but you know, these ballet dancers, it's 20 years of training to become a ballerina, and I was asking her to become a prima ballerina, and Mila to be at the same level as well. So it was a tall order, and 2 months out, I started to get really nervous. I was just like, oh gosh, this might not be. I don't know if it's doable. And then something happened for both of these ladies that kind of clicked. And I think the choreography by Benjamin Millepied was really designed for them, and it sort of came together with them and their bodies, and then it just sort of happened, which was like a big, safety. But I mean, they did all the dancing. I think, except for one shot, Mila did all of her dancing, and Natalie did probably 90% of the dancing in the film.
Besides Natalie, do any of you have a background in dance, or was this sort of a foreign world to all of you?
I wore a tutu when I was 7, but I don't know if that...
Well, your character has to dance. I mean, how difficult was that?
It was hard. I mean, I have 2 left feet and practically no rhythm whatsoever. So it's a bit of a challenge, I'd say. It's about 3 months worth of training.
And Natalie, you trained for what, 10, 11 months on this?
I started a year ahead of time, and then as we got closer to filming, we sort of ramped up the hours per day. So we started out like 2 hours per day, and then by 6 months ahead, we're doing 5 hours a day, and a couple months ahead, it was like 8 hours with the choreography and the training, because there was physical training as well, just to sort of shed the weight on top of actually learning the dance. So we're swimming and doing muscle toning, and yeah.
I've been a fan of Winona's for a very long time, and when we met, she was just very clear about what she was looking to do and about who she was.
It's not an exact parallel, but in the acting world, as you get older, I started out, I was the kid on the set, I was an ingenue, and I just turned 39 a few days ago, and so it's but what happens is you just try to, it's harder to find great roles, but there's other types of roles, and you can do supporting roles, whereas in the world of ballet, it's just over, I think, for my character.
You've worked obviously with a lot of directors. I mean, who are you? Are you drawing from specific people? Is it a total invention?
The first time Darren came to me, he told me about Balanchine, and that was a pretty good example because it was happening at the New York City Ballet. But I used to hang out with somebody when I was much younger, a choreographer called Michael Bennett. But I spent quite a lot of time, and I've seen a lot of his rehearsals, and he had that kind of relationship with the dancers, but it was all about taking them there. So, I guess that was the role model for the part.
Darren did a really beautiful thing with Barbara and I, because Barbara and I didn't get to work together until the very end. But he asked Barbara to write letters to me that he gave to me on crucial days. And Barbara wrote the most beautiful letters, like really thoughtful, really...
Well, Barbara didn't write them, Erica wrote them.
Exactly.
Erica
Barbara as Erica wrote.
It was Erica to Nina, and it was such an amazing acting exercise. It was brilliant of Darren, because I was away, and he said, okay, Erica's away, and she's writing her daughter, and do it. And they wrote themselves, and it was the first time I really touched base with the character, and she just flowed out into these letters. And it was a wonderful exercise. It really, really was fantastic.
I got a letter from Nina in the hospital, a get well letter that you had to write. I didn't know that was going on. I thought it was...
Well, I mean, we always knew the mirror would be a big part of the visual language of the film because, well, first of all, when you walk into a ballet studio, it's all mirrors. They're always looking at their line, they're looking at their clothes, they're looking at their teacher. And also because the film's about, you know, a doppelganger and about, you know, another version of themselves that's out there. So we knew it was going to be, but it was a big challenge because, you know, in horror films, the mirror gag is kind of like one of the oldest, cheesiest gags in the world. You know, you're in front of the medicine cabinet and you open up the medicine cabinet to get the toothpaste and then you close it and, there's something there, you know. So we didn't really want to do that. So we just started coming up with cool ways of changing it and reinventing it and doing different ways of scaring and freaking people out with mirrors. But almost every mirror in the film is actually slightly manipulated, so that sometimes Natalie's reflection is moving 1 frame differently than she is, or 7 frames differently, so that it just kind of makes it really creepy and freaks you out.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenging role, but I think the physicality probably defined it.